Tactical Guy 1 here from the YouTube world, bringing you another video. I am not an attorney. This is not legal advice. If you want legal advice, please contact an attorney. I was called not too long ago, and somebody told me, hey, if you were in a car that wasn't yours, you were driving it, and you borrowed it from somebody else, and you're driving out with friends, and you're about to get stopped, and you just find out that there's drugs in the car, what would you do? And I said, well, first I would pull over. When the cop comes up, before they do, I would tell everybody I would plead the fifth and say nothing no matter what. If they're going to charge, they're going to charge no matter what. It's better that they file charges with no evidence that they can use against us versus evidence that they can use against us and still arrest us anyways. I said, as soon as the cop comes up to the window, I would simply say, here's my license, here's my registration and proof of insurance, once he asks for it. And of course he's going to say sit tight or turn off the car or whatever. If he comes back and he says, where are you going, where have you been, and starts on a fishing expedition, I would say, with all due respect, sir, I don't have time for this right now. I'm not going to answer any questions simply because I have had an attorney who has told me that I should plead the fifth and should not answer any questions without his present. So with all due respect, I'm not going to answer any questions. I plead the fifth. That's what I would tell an officer. And if he says, well, can I search your car? I would simply say, no, you cannot search my car, or you cannot search this car. You do not have a warrant. You cannot search it. You do not have my consent. The reason why is because if I'm recording this or he's recording it, at the end of the day, there's proof that I did not let him search my car or let her search my car, so that later on if they want to search it anyways, because they're probably going to search it either way, at least I have proof later on down the road that I did not consent. And even if they delete my video or whatever the case may be, as long as I say I did not consent and they can't prove that with video that I did consent, it's going to look unfavorable for them, because they're the ones that are going to have to say, hey, well, he said we could, and I'm going to say no, they couldn't, and they still did it anyways, and that's going to be on them. Also, once they find the drugs, I'm going to go to jail. Most likely, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the driver that goes to jail, because cops will assume things, even though they shouldn't, but they do. And so, once they take me to jail, once they book me and everything, I will not sign anything, not even any kind of medical release, make sure that I'm okay if I slip and fall. None of that. I am signing nothing. They can say, oh, I can't book you until you sign this. Well, guess what? Then I'm going to be here forever, and then my lawsuit will be even bigger, because basically I'm here for no reason. I haven't been charged with anything, and you're telling me that I have to sign something in order to be charged for something, or at least to be booked in? Nope, sorry, I'm not falling for that. After that, if I have to go to court, say they charge me with something, then I can sign, like, for example, a citation maybe, so I can be cited out, as they call it. Or if they file a complaint, I have to see a judge, or I can bail out. I will do that. Either way, as long as we move forward, motions will be filed right away, from discovery to motion to suppress, or even motion to dismiss. That's what I would do. But for now, the main thing I said is to worry about pleading the fifth. I would say nothing, because that's exactly what I would do. So sure enough, that's exactly what happens. He gets charged with the possession of narcotics, and long and behold, the court on its own motion dismisses the case. So they dismissed the case on the court's own motion, and he was happy as can be. Now, had my friend or anybody talked, that would have been a whole different story. Now, the reason why I say this is because a lot of prosecutors will prosecute people even though they know for a fact they cannot prove all the elements. And the reason why they do that is because 9 times out of 10, people get a public defender or private attorney who will sell them down the river and do some type of plea bargain or plea deal. And people say, no, that's not true. Oh, especially if their attorney is watching my video. Oh, that's not true. That will never happen. No. We fight for all our clients. But in fact, I'm going to read this to you guys, and I will post this in the description box so you guys can verify this for yourselves. It says here, in determining the sufficiency of the evidence to support a conviction of possession of a restricted dangerous drug, precedents relating to possession of narcotics are relevant. The elements of possession of narcotics are physical or constructive possession thereof, coupled with knowledge of the presence and narcotic character of the drug. So that's three things the prosecution has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Not just by a little bit, the preponderance of evidence. No, beyond a reasonable doubt. I mean, in other words, to the point where the jury can see that it's obvious that you knew what you were doing. You knew that you had control of this drug. You knew that it was there, and you even knew what type of drug, what the character of the drug was. So, for example, there's a case where this person thought that it was speed, but in fact it was cocaine. Well, he tried to use that as a defense, but guess what? It didn't work that way. He should have just pled the fifth, and it would have been dropped. But because he thought one thing when in fact it was another, the courts came back and said simply because he thought it was one type of illegal drug does not negate the fact that it was a different type of illegal drug, because of course it's illegal either way. But that guy did not think ahead. Either way, I will post this link in the description box. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and keep in mind, folks, that the courts are there to make money. Prosecutors will do whatever simply to get a dollar out of you, and you guys need to make sure that you guys know what's going on before you guys are dragged into court, because if not, 9 times out of 10, you will end up making some type of plea bargain. Thanks for watching, guys, and Godspeed.